Good day to you. This is Bill Randall, and I'm here to give you part 3 of the installment on business ideas. Video 3 is going to include, but not be limited to, the following: software unification, the importance of cybersecurity, influencer marketing, 5G, which is fifth generation networks, social media advertising, artificial intelligence and small to medium-sized businesses, employee work environment, goal setting, and action analysis, whether or not to invest or divest. Okay, for software unification, in the modern workplace, more and more tech solutions are becoming necessary for communication. There are various things that people use for that. Slack is a product. Outlook is used. Slack and other things are used to connect teams. I also mentioned Mailbird earlier in an earlier video. Outlook is used to send important documents. Salesforce and other products, other software can be used to manage customers. Basecamp can be used to plan projects, and Google Drive can be used to store important information. The website Monday.com predicts that solutions will merge. Connecting software to work with other software is difficult, said Roy Mann, a CEO and founder of Monday.com. There's going to be a breakthrough with integration platforms that will allow any software to connect well with any other software. That will be huge when that happens. This connection will finally link multiple platforms and allow for seamless communication. Mann uses the example of customer information changing simultaneously across platforms if it's adjusted to just one. This unification can save businesses time and promote internal efficiency. Let's get into the matter of importance of cybersecurity. With several data breaches over the past few years, small companies are still being targeted by cyber attacks. According to a poll from Insurion and Manta, only 16% of small business owners think that they're susceptible to a cyber attack. But what do the numbers show? The numbers show that 61% of attacks occur on small businesses. You could start seeing the beginning of cybersecurity movements within or among small and medium-sized businesses. Jim Lippy, general manager of a cloud computing and software company that's called Kaseya, K-A-S-E-Y-A, said small businesses will start viewing security through the lens of an enterprise business. They will finally take security measures to heart, he said. Small and medium-sized businesses, like their large enterprise counterparts, will lock down on a comprehensive backup and disaster recovery solution to keep protected, and also to form a new standardized blocking and tackling game plan to keep business even more safe. Many small businesses have been targeted in the past, so right now could be the first time or first year where small and medium-sized businesses start fighting back. Let's talk about influencer marketing. Influencer marketing is like using social media influencers and personalized marketing for a viable way to connect with customers and showcasing the products. So where in the past people used traditional sources, radio, television, newspapers, magazines, now you're going to find that people are more willing to buy products that they see through social media for a Facebook ad or something else. So if you hit them right where they're found and they're browsing, it's going to be advantageous for your business. And it says, gone are the days of driving sales through traditional print advertising. Now a business must be dynamic in how it approaches its marketing operations. That means working with influencers. Consumers want more authenticity in their advertisements, often in the form of a recommendation from someone who they trust. And that's called an influencer. And this is by Alex Schwartz, CTO and Director of Business Development for Fundkite, Fundkite. And he said this will see more businesses using local and micro influencers such as restaurants, gyms, and the like, as opposed to the makeup and fashion brands currently dominating the influencer scene. In an article in businessdaily.com, personalized marketing can help you connect with your customer base and develop a niche within your industry. Working with influencers means understanding your business's needs and doing your research on who is an influencer within your industry. And their guide to influencer marketing has other great tips on how to get started on that. Go to businessdaily.com and Google or search the words influence marketing at that website, businessnewsdaily.com, businessnewsdaily.com, and then in their search box, search for influence marketing tips. A lot of good information there. Okay, you've heard the term 3G, 4G, 5G. The number stands for the generation of cellular capability. 5G is the 5th generation. It's been a long journey since 1G, which was analog, was released in 1980. 5G promises faster speeds than 4G LTE with little or no latency. 4G latency, which is a delay in the data transfer, is about 50 milliseconds, which is half of what it was for 3G. 5G will drive latency down to about 1 millisecond, which is a lot faster than the 50 milliseconds of 4G. But you're going to have to take this with a grain of salt, because that statistic was according to the Chinese IT giant Huawei. This advancement is a major step in the development of the Internet of Things, IoT. It will support and assist an army of interconnected devices, which will include everything from your vehicle to your refrigerator. While there's a lot of hype surrounding 5G, there is no clear-cut formula or standard for 5G just yet. All of the major telecommunications companies have said that they're working toward developing this technology, but it's still in its relative infancy. You want to look at the website again, businessnewsdaily.com, and then search for 5G implications for business. Businessnewsdaily.com, 5G implications for business. Good article. Social media advertising. On par with influencer marketing, small businesses will have to adopt social media advertising. While influencers are considered social media advertisers, social media advertising encompasses other areas like pay-per-click marketing. The rise of social media advertising is in step with the personalization of consumers, people who want to be served ads on products they want to buy. As more businesses start using micro social advertising, it's going to continue to grow in a cost-effective and efficient way to target specific audiences, says Matt Rosenberg, communications manager from Wix.com, Wix.com. The ability to create unique and differentiating content that engages customers through social media channels is paramount in today's growing digital landscape. This trend is already paying dividends. Rosenberg cited one study that says 3/4 of U.S. consumers purchased a product that they saw in a brand's social media post. I've got to read that one again. Rosenberg said that 3/4 of U.S. consumers purchased a product that they saw in a brand's social media post. If you're not already active on social media, it's time to start showcasing your brand. Again, article you want to search out, Google business, or go to businessnewsdaily.com, businessnewsdaily.com, and put in the search words social media marketing. Okay, let's get into AI, which is artificial intelligence. and its impact on small and medium-sized businesses. Artificial intelligence has been a hot topic for years. As it's implemented into more and more solutions, small business owners will begin to use and interact with AI in this time more than ever before. That could mean a wide range of implementation scenarios, from voice assistants to personalized consumer experiences. While AI might sound like something that only enterprise companies use, we'll now start to see AI make big inroads to small businesses. And this is according to Meredith Schmidt, Executive Vice President and General Manager of Small Business and Essentials at Salesforce. So that's at salesforce.com. AI will help small businesses offer more personalized experiences to their customers by maximizing their time and automating manual tasks. AI's small to medium-sized business presence varies widely from business to business, but using tech solutions integrated with AI can help save small businesses time. Salesforce, the company Salesforce, found that 55% of small businesses cite inefficient time and as a substantial challenge. Got to read that one again. Salesforce found that over half of small businesses cite insufficient time as a substantial challenge to their business. As a result, AI is poised to make small business operations more efficient. If you are spending almost a quarter of your day on manual tasks like inputting data, as our research showed, AI and automation can be a huge asset, Schmidt said. Okay. For all of these, I really encourage you all to pause it, replay it, and take notes and go and Google search everything that I've given you, and extract the things that are helpful to your business and implement it. Use your team and put your heads together and determine what the best approach and strategy is. Instead of just looking at this and maybe discounting it, get other people on your team to look at it as well. And you all come back together. And a good way to do that is to, on all of these topics, you say, okay, on a scale of 1 to 10, how important is, or whatever, accounts receivable, or, marketing, or whatever. And all of you give a score from 1 to 10. And you're going to find that there's going to be a range of scores from your think tank. And wherever there are differences, that doesn't mean that the person is out to lunch, but they may have a perspective that you may not have considered in giving a low score or a high score. And that's going to be helpful. That's going to be a helpful evolution and process for you to do with all of this that we're giving you right now. Another thing is there's something that's called a SWOT analysis. For our business's strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. There's a good resource for you to do an internet search on. Google the term tips on how to research your competition. Those keywords, Google those keywords, tips on how to research your competition. There's a plethora of information there that will be beneficial to you. Some things you probably knew, but may not be at the forefront of your mind in recent months and years. And it'll be a good thing for you to look at as far as honing your approach to your business. Because all of this information that is being put out here is to hopefully give you something that you can use to help your business move forward and be more efficient and effective. Okay, survey your employees annually. Have a stand down and have a potluck or some sort of activity, social event coming together, but give them a written survey to have them give input on how they feel things are going in the business, and let them make anonymous input. Okay, don't make everybody sign their name to it. The only thing you want to identify is the work center and some generic questions. And you don't have to make it, 500 questions. 10 questions should get it from overall operations, how things are going, and you're going to find that input from your employees will be beneficial and help you all move forward. Now, there's a downside to this if it's not done properly. When I was in the military, we did personnel surveys, and one of the things we learned is it is better for you to not ask than for you to ask and do nothing. So if you're going to get this information, you want to take the information and you want to act upon it. Prioritize it, maybe come up with the top 3 things that you can address that people, made suggestions on, and let them know up front. Say, we may not be able to address and answer all of the things that you bring up. We definitely are going to implement a number of things, a few of them, that you come up with, and let them see that you're actually taking action on the things that they brought up. Again, it's better for you to not take a survey and not ask them than to ask and have them give input and you do nothing. It's a disastrous formula if you do that. Okay, I need you to, I should not say I need you to, but I suggest that you take note of the following videos for management and for the work center. YouTube videos, give search words right here for how emails can start fights in the workplace. This is a good one by Ed Musio. I want you to look at these keywords. Musio, email fights, those 3 words. M-U-Z-I-O, email fights. It's a good video. It's less than 4 minutes, and it shows you the process that how an email can really disrupt things in the work center. It's very good, and everybody not just on your management team, but every employee needs to see it. Another thing is stop the drama, do the work. Okay, Musio, M-U-Z-I-O, stop the drama. There are people that are always going to want to go from one person to another, and they want to have a hero and a villain, and it creates a hot mess. The first 2 I'm mentioning here are very, very good for you to look at, and I encourage you to do so. The third one is a motivational video, and I saw it and I thought it was very good. It's by, on YouTube, put the person's name that authored it, Ben Lionel Scott. Ben, B-E-N-L-I-O-N-E-L, Scott, and the word consistent. It was a very good video. Very, very, it's not necessarily entertaining. It's thought-provoking and intriguing and very good. And the last one you want on YouTube, you want to put in top 20 small, medium-sized business ideas. So top 20 best SMB ideas. Top 20 best SMB ideas. Okay, we're wrapping this segment up a bit. I want you to know that there's something that a product out there, and I'm going to give you a disclaimer. I mentioned Voice Nation when I was talking about the real estate brokers, but I've got no affiliation and no financial interest in any of these companies, just that when I was in management consulting actively, these are companies that I found that were good. And full disclaimer, I know that Voice Nation had a period, a few years, where the management was not good and the quality and service went down real bad. But in the last several years, they have rectified that. The company is back and operating extremely well and efficiently and effectively, and I could give them my highest recommendations right now. So the first one is Neat. The website is tryneat.com or NEAT.com. What this is a scanner that will incorporate documents and index information off business cards. It will just definitely help your effectiveness and efficiency. If you can envision your desk or one of your manager's desks full of paperwork, the Neat scanner is the way to go. The best video I saw in demonstrating this I'm going to give you the keywords on YouTube. Put in NEAT, N-E-A-T, scanner, woodworking. It sounds strange, but it was a company that actually did woodworking, and they took the initiative to do a product analysis on a lot of different things, and the NEAT scanner was one of the things that they critiqued. But it gave the best demonstration I've ever seen on the NEAT scanner. So put in those keywords in YouTube: NEAT, scanner, woodworking. And then finally, voicenation.com. VoiceNation will enable you to receive incoming calls, and the person answers with the name of your business, and it'll be like your own secretary, and it's 24/7 monitoring. You're not going to miss a call. For example, if you own a plumbing company or electrical company, or you're a general contractor, and somebody calls off hours and they get your voicemail, I'm going to tell you what they're going to do. They're going to hang up and they're going to look down the directory for the next company that does the same line of work that you do, and you're going to miss that business. Plain and simple. If you're a florist, it doesn't matter who you are, whatever your business is. Most of those customers that call, and you all know them, I'll tell you how you know that what I'm telling you is true. What you do is reflect on the fact that you have incoming calls, and how many of those incoming calls on voicemail was there no message left. You'll know that you received a call, but you didn't get anyone to leave a message. So that's what happens. So make sure that you're taking advantage of this. Talk to them, and they'll tell you different rates and plans that they have for you. And usually one customer that you get through VoiceNation will probably pay for the cost of the service for the year. And so it's definitely worth it for you to look into. Okay, the last two things I have here are going to be on projects. When you have a project, there are 5 main steps, and there's one step that is usually neglected, but I'm going to give you all 5. Of course, you set the goal, and the goal needs to be realistic and attainable. The next step is to make a plan. The third one is to get to work. The fourth is to stick to it. That means perseverance. And the fifth one is reach the goal. Of these 5, the one that is neglected the most is step 2. More often than not, people set a goal and then they go to number 3. Set the goal, get to work, and they leave out step 2, which is probably the most important step. Before you get to work, you need to outline the resources you need, the personnel you need, how you're going to accomplish it, what steps are you going to use, what tools and resources are you going to need, how are you going to have accountability for the process as it goes on. You need to make the plan. It doesn't matter if you use a Gantt chart, G-A-N-T-T chart, or if you use software for project monitoring and management. It doesn't matter what you do. You need to outline your steps and resources, money, everything in step 2. So set your goal, make plans. It's going to take a lot of work. And with that, an important thing with that is to get buy-in, B-U-Y, get buy-in from everyone. Make sure everyone is on board with doing it, and everyone is going to be accountable to everyone else. The next thing is get to work. Of course, get started. You want to keep going and make sure you monitor it. And as far as getting to work is concerned, don't procrastinate. Once you've determined, during your planning phase, you're going to determine with your brain trust and your team whether or not this is something you need to do. And remember, the first step was setting your goal and make sure it's realistic and attainable. So you set your goal, make your plans, you get to work. Make sure you stick on that with the step 4, stick to it. One thing you can use with that is identify someone that's called the project monitor. That's someone who's going to go to every work center and find out from the point person how things are going and if they need any help or assistance. So you want to find out if this is a project point person. They're going to go to every person on the team And you're going to ask them, how's it going? Do you need any resources? Are you having any problems or whatever? This person is important, because instead of waiting for, everybody to come and you're finding out that so-and-so is 2 weeks behind, you have this person every week is going to every key person in every department, determining where everyone is, whether or not they need additional resources, and if they're having any problems. And you're going to nip things in the bud. And so it's very important with that for the stick to it. And finally, reach your goal. When you reach your goal, you want to have a kind of like a small, not a party necessarily, but you definitely want to congratulate people and pat each other on the back, but don't lose focus. Get your next goal in sight. Okay. The last thing I'm going to go into is action analysis. This is something to determine whether or not you should invest in something or you should divest from something. It's important that you consider both. There are things, for example, if you have payroll, and payroll is costing you a lot of money, and you're paying salary of someone to monitor your to handle your payroll in HR, and it's not cost effective, you may want to subcontract to someone else, another company, to let them do it. But so that would be divesting. So even if you have something that's already in operation, you can pull back from that, you can pull away from that, and it's called divesting. If you want to get into something, of course, that's investing. But before you invest or divest, there are three major questions you need to ask. So whether or not you're looking at a specific department or division or whatever in your company, or if you're looking at some resource or something else or something that you want to get into, ask these three questions. Number one, is the product or service in demand? That's very important. I used an example once before, some time ago, and I said, if I came to you and I told you that I manufacture the best quality product in the world for this entity, this product, this type of product, worldwide, I produce, and it's verifiable, the quality and everything is top-notch, better than anyone else in the world. Would you like to invest in it? You shouldn't pull out your wallet and say, yeah, I'm in, I'm all in. No. You can't say I'm down with that because you don't have enough information. Now, what if I gave you more information and told you that I produce the highest quality cassette tapes in the world? Okay, so question number one, is it in demand? Well, by and large, cassette tapes are not they are still in demand, but by and large for a market, no, there's no demand for cassette tapes. Question number two, is it cost effective and profitable? And you have to take care when you evaluate this, because sometimes you have intangible benefits to something. Let's say, for example, you had a small, 3 foot by 3 foot, 3 cubic foot refrigerator in your lobby, in your lounge, in your company, and you filled it every day with little small bottled waters. You're not making any money off of that. But even though there's an expense involved in that, that's an intangible benefit that you're giving to your customer. And your customer service is enhanced when you have something like that. Now, what I would do is make sure that I had a little, something where I could have it in a place where somebody can't come in there and rip it off, but have it there as a convenience to your customer. So that's an intangible benefit. So when you look at number two, saying is it cost effective or profitable, you need to consider intangible benefits as well before you make a decision to say no. Number three, and this is a very important one, can I produce or deliver this item, product or service, can I deliver it better than most? Notice I did not say, can I deliver this better than anyone else? Because there's only one human being on the planet that can do it better than anyone else. Because if you have 2 or more, that's not better than anyone else. So you don't want to be the best in the world at it. You just want to be able to do it better than most. In other words, above average. If you can deliver it in an above average fashion, then you get a check mark for that block. So the 3 things, whether you want to determine if you need to divest or invest in something. Number 1, is the product or service in demand? Number 2, is it cost effective or profitable? And remember, determine if it's an intangible benefit as well. And number 3, can I produce or deliver this item better than most? If you can answer yes to all 3, then you want to give serious consideration to investing in that. And if you cannot answer yes to all 3, you want to give serious consideration to divesting from whatever it is. Okay, this concludes part 3 of the presentation, Ideas for Business. Thank you for your time and attention. Be sure to like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and make comments at the end of the video. Part 4 is going to be for those who are wanting to put God first in their business. So I want you to know that part 4 is how can I put God first in my business? And that is the last segment. Thank you for your attention. Have a good day.